Yo folks, and welcome to the channel. In today's video, we'll be talking about Octopath Traveler Contest of Champions. We're going to be doing first impressions, tier list, and not to mention the Nameless Town guide. Let's jump right into this with the gameplay. We're going to be facing off against this mighty ant, level 12, and we're going to be showing you how it plays and looks, everything about it. So this is going to be your interface right here. You can see I can select the different characters. I am playing on my phones, just so you know, and I played Octopath Traveler before. There's systems where you can do like these bravely default or charge and defend systems. I'm going to go ahead and use my default attacks. I'm not going to use any spells. All you have to do is just hit attack, and you don't have to select each individual character. You only select each individual character in case you want to draw out the opponent's weaknesses. So as you can see here, he's weak to sword and daggers, and each character can only equip one particular weapon compared to the series. Now we're going to go ahead and do something a little bit different. We're going to see if we can switch, right? I'm not sure if you can see it right there in the right hand corner. Switch, and we're going to do some wind spells, and we're going to switch and we can do some light spells right here. Milliard or My Lord, however way you want to say it. He's going to be the free character, 5 stars that you get absolutely for free. The other characters I pulled sparingly within the gacha. Ooh, nice. The wind magic did some breakage right there. And this ant is on its downfall. So you can see he's broken. He's one turn. He can't do anything. And what I like to do here is I'm going to go ahead and use their special move. And you can see the multipliers. So I can hit 4 times. Usually it hit 1 time for 70 damage. But we can hit 4 times 50. We're going to do 240 damage straight off the bat, because I feel like that's more. And then we're gonna go ahead and do the double sting, 135 right there. We're gonna do max wind blast right there. And I could also just do like boost all like this, and it'll, max everything out in case you don't wanna, hand select it. But that was just so you can see the potency or the damage dealt. Right here, you do the big damage, as you can see, and that's how you do Octopath Traveler. You break the enemy and you go about this flow of doing like a give and take scenario where you stagger or break the opponent as many times as possible. So right here, I have the option. I'm just gonna go ahead and attack, because with everyone on the line right here, we won't have any issues. Do some double string right there. And we're gonna break him in 2 with everyone just dealing like their normal attacks. And this is why you want to pull at least 4 times so you can get some extra characters. I do have like some currency saved up so we can do some summons later. And right now I can just do boost all. I could also switch all and just do a boost all just so you guys can see it. This switch all mechanic's really nice. So all of my users or characters from the back will now jump into the front lines. You can see their damage is nowhere near as effective because this is like brainless mode. I'm not thinking about the amount of damage when they're broken, and there's also weakness. So you have to sort of use your brain in this one. And I don't believe there's an auto on this game, which personally I appreciate it, just because of the fact that it's just much more fun this way. And for some reason, this game just really works in this manual format for me. Maybe it's because I like breaking the opponents. It's pretty satisfying on those fronts. And as you can see here, we're dealing pretty significant damage. And on the next turn, we're just gonna do boost all, and everyone's maxed out. And we're probably gonna kill the ant bro because everyone has a very specific damage that can deal the big deeps on him. So that's gonna be a look at the gameplay right there. It's probably the funnest aspect. And if you don't enjoy the turn-based combat right here, I'm not sure if this game is for you. I won't try to sell you on like this is the best turn-based RPG, because it's all based off of personal preference. And right now I can go ahead and grab this chest. And yeah, we got the Savage Cap, very nice. So go to party and then go to travelers and then go here. And we're gonna go ahead and hit the plus button right there. You can see you can use like these experience nuts. These nuts are what you use to get your characters in higher levels. I would use them sparingly. I would just use it so that you use 1 medium nut and 1 small nut, and that will get you to level 12. I know you can't see it because everyone's so high leveled, but it's enough to get them to like the experience levels. You don't have to invest too much on the game, right? If you walk around on the overworld maps, you will encounter random enemies. We face an enemy right here, and you can see it's just really easy. You just do boost all, and the enemy's probably going to fall, at least the first one, and then I can switch it up. And with our last character, I don't know everyone's names because everyone has like a unique name, and I'll show you like viable 3 stars and whatnot. So we're gonna just do boost all, and we're gonna take this little piggo out. I think the biggest things to note is that if you enjoy what you're seeing right now, you're definitely going to love So we know about the level up systems, and the influence systems are just ways where you complete storyline quests and you get particular bonus. So right there, we got 30 rubies and some physical attack up, which is really cool. And the feats, these are just going to be your standard like main quest lines. The one thing that I don't like about Octopath Traveler right now is the menus can be a little bit slow. So even if I'm playing this on my Galaxy S10 Plus, which is a pretty fancy phone, there's still some hiccups, which I personally don't appreciate. And I hope they optimize it a little bit better, because if my device isn't that good, I can't imagine others. Not to mention this isn't out for global, so it's not out for like Philippines and some countries, but this is going to be the guidance system, right? These are going to be like different banners you can pull on. But since we're talking about banners, let's go ahead and talk about that tier list so you guys can see a little bit more of it. So right here, this is going to be the game 8 strongest characters, or what I like to call the tier list of JPs. You can see these are the triangle strategy characters that are going to be top tier. And I like how they show the silhouettes of the characters because you can't really tell. As you can see, there's also near automata characters, like A2 is going to be here. Rinyu is going to be one of the characters that you get to see the chapter 1 of Power questline, and she's really cool. I can't wait to see what happens to her later on. And you know, you'll see familiar faces like Tyrion. All of the 5-star units, or all of the high star units, they just come out at level 80, and it's just going to be easier to get some of their skills. That's the only reason why there's a tier list for them. Outside of that, all of the characters that are 5-star that you get are mostly viable. But what's really cool is usually merchant classes have the ability where you can get more leaves or get more gold, as I would like to say. We'll cover it a little bit later. But as you can see here, Tressa is not top tier, but she's still going to be really good. You already have Malord or Milliard, the free character that you get. And even though Milliard is at like the very bottom right here, it really doesn't matter. There's going to be Oldbrook as well, who's going to be a pretty good warrior. And there's going to be Hanit, or I believe she had like a different name, you know, our bow waifu. But feel free to check this out. I'm not going to go over each individual aspect. I actually want to cover the 3-star characters that you can get absolutely for free. So for example, Connie, she's going to be good with continuous attacks, and this is going to be the merchant character that we get. Nana, she's going to be the sword character that we get as well, who's pretty decent. And this is Nana again. You can look at other things like these are the characters that increase experience points and leaf ups. Like we talked about earlier, like Connie has that ability. So that is going to be something you pay attention to. And then here is going to be some strong 4-star characters. The one 4-star character that I have right now that's thankfully kind of good is going to be Wingate. And oh, this one's really good too. Here, I have this character, they have like different names, so don't worry about it too much. In case you can't find a character that's quote unquote like really good based off of JP recommendations, all you need to know is that all of the characters are going to be viable because there's limit breaks and awakening systems. But that's going to be an overall just clean look at the tier list and some viable characters that you need to look out for. The biggest advice that I have for this game is pay attention to the equipment types that you have. That way, not everyone is going to be like, oh, I just have a team of staff users or a team of like dagger users. You don't want to be in a situation where you can't break the boss. And you can also go to this change skills option in case you're like, oh, how come I can't use the fire up electrocute ability for Connie? And you can also jump back and you can learn skills. You could learn skills back there as well. And this is just going to be a good way that you can, you know, learn stuff right here. And I suggest some people who are just like, hey, curious, should get this raised leaves because that's just going to be good so you can get more gold output as we were talking about earlier. And that's just going to be eternal resource. And make sure to level up your skills appropriately. That way you can get some battle skills and make your characters better. So that's just going to be some personal advice right there. As you can see, her raking of leaves ability is going to be activated now. And then you can also jump into the world map right here. And then we can go into the Nameless Town, go here. This is going to be a side quest that you unlock within Theatropolis. And the reason why this area is going to be so important is because you can actually talk to, where is Milady at? Ah, there she is. This is going to be the character that you're looking for in the Theatropolis town. And you can exchange lumber and stuff in order to upgrade this town. And there's going to actually be NPCs that sell you stuff. So if we jump back here into the guides, here's going to be like the JP version. It's going to provide you the advice of like, hey, this is where you get the sturdy lumber and this is the quest that you need to complete and everything. And it's really cool because because you're going to be able to get like painters, you're going to be able to get like the blacksmith, you're going to get a nut field for EXP points, and I believe this is going to be like your idle sections and, you know, your standard gacha mechanics. Because if you don't have those portions of the game, then in some ways it's not a mobile game because there's no energy systems. But outside of that, this is a really fun game because of the turn-based mechanics. The quest system is actually really seamless. You can see I can switch up whichever quest I want. If I go into the world map, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna start like the wealth quest. So I go here, I go to Valore. So as soon as we jump in town, the game's like, oh man, you can start the quest, the Master of Wealth. And there she is. And we're gonna, just go ahead and proceed. You can change the main quest line whenever you want. I just want to showcase that in case some folks were kind of curious how this works out. And then you walk towards the quest marker in order to start. I'm not walking towards the quest marker and starting it because I want to experience that on your own. I try to avoid spoilers in this first impressions. Just know I really love this game. Let's go ahead and jump into the summons and see if we can get a little bit lucky. I'm going to go ahead and do individual pools. I don't like how there is going to be, you know, pay gems, and the pay gems is ridiculous because it costs 30 bucks for a multi. But this is like another Eden style where you don't really need 5 stars and they're just there for, you know, the extra bump. And I'm just going to do chance encounters. I don't really need to do the chosen traveler because Tressa is not my vibe. If you look at the guidance right here and the 5 stars, I'm pretty sure this is going to be 2% because there's 8 5 stars and they're all at 0.25. And altogether that equals out to 2%. So the character to aim for in this one is going to be the dancer Lynette. Outside of that, everyone else is not going to be like the toppest of tiers. And the reason for that, she's just going to be a really great buffing character. She has 3 consecutive fire moves, which means she can do some pretty crazy debuffs. She's like the S rank and she increases more fire damage forever. So if you want a fire-based character and someone who can increase attack, to all allies, that's really crazy. So let's go ahead and do the summons right now, see if we can get something amazing. I'm gonna go ahead and do a single and then I'll do one multi just so you guys can see the differences in animations. And let's see, this is gonna be the little ring. Let's do the tappies. What do we get here? Something amazing. I hope we get Tahir the warrior. All right. He's pretty cool looking. Let's go ahead and do the multi. Now, I don't plan to do like too much saving. And here's Tahir. We get to introduce him. Very another Eden style because it's the way they did it. You know, they do a little self-introduction. You get some, I believe, fame because of that. And we're gonna do Guide 300. Hopefully we can get Lynette right here. If we get her, that would really be amazing. If not, I'll be okay with any 5-star or any 4-star because most of the 4 stars are actually kind of viable in this game. And I feel that any unit in general, as long as they have like a unique weapon, is going to be really good. That way you can tackle all the different enemies and also get like some individuality when it comes to the elements. We got Sigrid right there. We got Scholar Eunice. Cool. We got, Milliard in his 4-star format. Nice. We got 100 guide stones for him and an awakening stone. That's gonna be nice. We got some secret guide stones so we can make her a little bit better. Probably 4-star her. We got the merchant Devin. We got another copy of him, so that means we can probably 4-star him or at least get some more skills. We got Miles the warrior, can be 4-starred, and we got Manuel. So I guess that is going to be like Milliard might be the 5-star we get from that summon session. We got Trish and we also got another unit. So that rounds up everything. Does it like show us like a full cast? It does. I'm actually pretty happy with that. Like it's not the greatest, it's not the worst, but if you can get like a 5-star every single time you do like these summons, that'd be really cool. But I think I just got lucky. If you want a summary of Octopath Traveler Contest of Champions, I love this game. I think this is going to be my favorite turn-based game of 2022. And the reason why I say that is because I love the narrative, the story, the ambiance, the graphics, the soundtrack, everything about this game. Like it's very serious in the way it handles themes where, like this person is manipulating stuff in the background, or this person is a crazy maniac because of the things he does in the background. I don't want to spoil it because I feel like the story should be experienced on its own. And if you just want something that's story driven, that takes itself seriously, I think Octopath Traveler is just going to be a real treat. But anyways, if you made it this far in today's video, consider subscribing, dropping a like, leaving a comment, follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter. Once we hit 35,000 subs, we're doing a giveaway. Like like I said, I highly recommend this game. Nothing but praise except for like the optimization and the loading screens and the fact that it's not really out globally like Philippines, my home country, it's not out there. But once again, my favorite turn-based RPG of 2022 compared to everything that's been out. And thanks so much. See you guys in the next one.